Hello and welcome to Discoveries. This is Women of Honor and Great Impact International. Discoveries is one of those programs that have you at heart. We ensure that we bring the best away. We ensure that we make you do much more than what you thought you have never. Discovery is all about propelling you to do much more because God has put inside of you so much potential that some of us undermine. Some of us just underrate it. Some of us don't even know what we are carrying. But discoveries will want to push you to go extra mile, to do much more, to add value to your life. And that's what we stand for. I am your regular host, Ambassador Nkechinyere Tonya Okechukwu. How are you doing? Hope you're doing very well. Wow, it's a beautiful month. It's so good to be on the program, bringing your way this week's episode. In the month of November till this month of December, we've been treating on the topic, so amazing, powerful topic, building a healthy and godly marriage. So how are you doing? I hope you've learned so much in the course of the month. I want you to begin to practice those things you have learned. Don't just listen, put them into practice. It will go a long way to help you. Yeah, it will help your relationship, it will help your marriage. It's been so awesome. The month has been loaded. In fact, if you missed any of our previous episodes, I beg you, kindly go to our Facebook page, Women of Honor and Great Impact International, or Women of Honor and Great Impact. You're going to see our past videos. The episodes are so educative, so informative. They are so enriched with content that will help your marriage and your life in general. God bless you. Thank you for being part of us today. All right. This week, I want us to talk about another exciting topic. The issue of marriage. You can't finish the topic. It's just so elaborate. But today, this week, what we're bringing your way is how to love the unlovable and the unromantic spouse. Wow. Whoa, amazing topic. How to love that unlovable spouse of yours, that unromantic spouse. Marriage is all about romance. I don't know about you, but for me, marriage is all about romance. That romantic moves, those steps, those things when you talk, oh my God, let me not talk too much about it. But that's just what marriage is all about. Genesis 2:25 says, and the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. So in that marriage, you just need to be naked. Yeah, when you're with him or her, you don't need to be ashamed at all. This is God's design. He has created sex. He has created romance, care, love, etc. All of those things, he has created them to spice up marriage. Do you know that marriage would have really been very boring? Yeah, very boring without sex, without romance, without care. Yeah. So God is so intelligent. He's an amazing God. Bringing in that aspect of marriage to spice it up, to make it look so sweet. Yeah. So you have to be deliberate in adding it in your marriage. You need to be intentional. Yeah. So coming together as husband and wife is to enjoy marriage and not to endure marriage. When that romance aspect is not in the marriage, the love is not there. It becomes so dry. Everybody is tensed up. Nobody is happy. The woman is enduring. The man is enduring. It shouldn't be. So you must be intentional. I tell women, you should be intentional to take it and to give. Some persons just want to be at the receiving side. No, it's a two-way thing. As you receive, you give. So you must be intentional to give out that love and to receive so that it will balance. In Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2, he said, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. Come on, you can imagine the Bible is talking about kiss. That means the Bible approves it in your marriage. That romance, kiss. Somebody said, I can't even remember when last my husband my husband hugged me or kissed me or had sex with me. I said, wow, what's happening? Is there anything? He said she doesn't know. I said, we need to pray. We need to pray. I said, but be intentional. Try to, that kind of the way you're counseling people. You just put yourself in the shoe. There are some things we hear, some things we just listen to say, God, does this thing really happen? Look at what Songs of Solomon said. He said, let him kiss me with his kisses of his mouth. For your love is better than wine, is sweeter than wine. Husband, kiss your wife. Wives, kiss your husband. He needs it, she needs it. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the Bible saying it, it's not me. Okay? Yeah. Then Proverbs 5:15-17. That's quite a long one, but let me read it. He said, drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets? Having sex with just anyone? Come on. You should reserve it for yourselves. Never share it with strangers. The Bible is against it too. It's against adulterous life. It's against committing anything out of your marriage. He said, let the bed be undefiled. He said, don't defile the bed. Let the bed be honorable and undefiled. That bed should be honorable. You need the grace of God, and the grace is available. Ask for it. Holy Spirit is available to give it to you. Okay? 1 Peter 4:8. He said, above all, live together. Love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sin. Yes, that love. When the Romans is the love is taken, understanding, forgiveness, all of these things it covers. It covers the mistakes, the errors, the sins, okay? So, in any marriage that does not have romance, come on, that marriage is lacking. So we need that romance. We need the love. We need all the nitty-gritty inside of it so that it will come out sweet. Yeah, that's what we need. And so today, in this week's episode, it's so loaded. The guests we have in this week's episode, amazing woman, amazing personality. In fact, you cannot meet her and your marriage will remain the same. She is a beautiful soul, a lovable personality. She is a sex therapist. She is a relationship coach. She is a mother, an author, a sister, a wife, a friend, a daughter, and all whole lots. Please celebrate Mrs. Mabel Onwemela. God bless you, ma. Thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. We love you sincerely. Thank you, ma.
Hello, I'm so excited to be speaking with us this beautiful day. My name is Mabel Onwemele. I am a sex therapist, a public speaker, and the author of the best-selling book, Spark Under the Sheets, which was launched just this year during the pandemic, and it's been awesome for those who's been having issues with spicing it up in the bedroom, for those who's been having issues with spicing up their sex life and adding color to the marriage. Spark Under the Shade is your best bet. I am so excited this beautiful day, and I see it as a privilege to be invited to speak to wonderful women like you. I do pray that, as the saying goes, until you become, you cannot attract. I pray that in the course of this teaching this morning, your lives will be transformed and heaven will be glorified in your life, in your marriage, in everything that you do, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Just like the Proverb 31st, the woman, I know every woman wants to be that Proverb 31st woman. She gave a standard of how a true, sweet wife should be. It is not a very average. It's not an average place to be. It's not a place for mediocres. I hope you're as excited as I am to demystify this topic before me. Loving and unlovable spouse. I want to ask or request for an information. When you say someone is unlovable, what do you mean? Is it that the person is unromantic? Is it that the person is cold? Is it that the person is like a Draculian, have a kind of a Draculian attitude? An attitude that cannot be communicated to another person? Or someone you cannot communicate your feelings with or to? I don't know which area you are looking at the topic when you say a spouse is unlovable. As much as we want to demystify this topic, I must say that as a Christian or as a child of God, as a born again child of God, because I was invited by a fellowship to speak on this beautiful topic. As a born again child of God, man or woman, you have been mandated by God to love. Because God is the true reflection of what love is and how He has demonstrated it while He died on the cross of Calvary, even while we are yet sinners. It's something that we need to talk about, because if this is not taken care of, you see a lot of women or a lot of men going through some psychological issues, emotional issues, because they feel they are not adequately loved. I remember when I was engaged to my husband, he was first my friend before he became my fiancé and eventually became my husband. Now, I think he wasn't the idea of the kind of man that I had in my head. You know, as we grow, we all have this Cinderella kind of fantasy of what we want our lives to be, or how we want to be loved, how we want to be touched as women. So I already had that in my mind. And when he came on board and told me he wanted to marry me, I wasn't so ecstatic, because just the idea of the kind of conservative man that he was, but I wasn't going to accept it, because God has told me through revelations that this man is the man I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. But his idea of romance does not tickle my fancy. I didn't wait to get married first before I began to discuss those things. If I was not able to solve it before marriage, I'm not sure I would have said yes to him. I'm not sure I would have married him. I'm not sure the caution would have pulled through. So I'm talking to the singles in this fellowship. Don't wait for the red flags. Don't wait to talk about it after marriage. Talk about it and deal with it before your marriage. If not, you'll be signing up for a life of misery, a life of loneliness, a life of unhappiness, a life of unproductivity. Because the man you marry or the woman you marry is very, very important in the journey of your life. You miss it in marriage, you miss an important part of your destiny. So I dealt with it before I got married to him. So you must deal with that part before you get married. And I must say that there is no problem that is not unsolvable. So that's the background. That is the background. I want to look at it before we start to talk about who is unloving or who is not unloving. I'm not sure there's anybody in this life that love cannot break. So be the change you want to see in your man, be the change you want to see in your woman. Very, very important. Do not, for any reason, begin to broadcast your husband or your wife out there. All of these I've mentioned is not enough to cause friction in the home. As long as you have both realized there's a problem and are ready to fix it, there is no problem that cannot be fixed. So what I'm talking about is, as a man or a woman who is ready to push his marriage to the next level, that you're going through one problem or the other, through one stress or the other, through one issue or the other, is not enough to cause friction in the home. I want to give you a very good secret to stir up the communication or commitment in your home, and to stir up more love, to stir up a very beautiful ambience in your marriage. Because all of these I've mentioned are not excuses that can pull a home down. You don't have to be unromantic. You don't have to be unromantic. Being unromantic can actually affect your other partner, can affect your wife, can affect your husband. Especially if one person have tried tenaciously in so many ways to spice it up and the other is not showing any form of interest or attention. So one of the ways you can distress is for you to have sex more often. Have sex more often. I've talked about God. I've talked about your foundation. Your foundation is the first issue. Your foundation. How did you meet? What are the things that were around? Were you able to deal with them? So another point you should put into consideration before defining or tagging your spouse as unloving is, apart from the background, apart from the upbringing, is the responsibility that they are having at hand. There are so many men who are stressed up in the office. There are so many women who are emotionally down due to ailments, who are unemployed, who are suffering from depression. And women, totally, when you look at the total well-being of women, they suffer a lot from hormonal issues. And once these issues come around, like menstrual cycle, like ovulation, like depression, effects of drug and all that, it affects everything about them. It affects the way they look at things. It affects their sex life. It affects everything. So as a loving husband, you should know at that point when your wife needs you to be close, when your wife needs you to show her tender loving care, or when your man needs you to show him tender loving care. Sometimes it's just a hug that they need. When they are so full of targets to meet in the office, showing love to their spouse, because some of them at that point they are myopic. Some of them even blame their spouse for their condition. So sweetheart, learn how to touch your man or your woman in ways that have nothing to do with sex sometimes, but rather everything to do with comfort, understanding, and protection. It gives your marriage a selfless kind of look. Learn to touch. The only time sometimes husband and wife touch each other is when they are sick. But it's not too late. It's not too late right now to change the narrative. It's not too late. The Bible says, and Isaac was found sporting with Rebekah. Sporting means they were playing like little children. Kiss, hold hands together, run around, be vulnerable. Don't be too serious about life. Don't be a Dracula in your home. Play around to be that Proverbs 31st woman, to be that Proverbs 31st man. You need to do extra. You need to be intentional. You need to be serious. It is not the number of years you have been married. It is the number of life, Live, in that marriage. There are people who have spent 30 years but in pain. You have to be deliberate to spend your 10 years, your 5 years, your 50 years in joy and happiness together. Your man comes to have fun, good time around you, and you're not smelling nice. That's wicked. So you need to take care of your inner, from your inner to the outer. Take care of your undies, take care of your bra. There are some bra you wear at home, there are some bra you wear out. These are things, when we have this is a virtual meeting. When we have a physical meeting, I'll be showing you some of these things. There are some nightgowns, there are some wicked nightgowns that you need around in your home. There are some nightgowns that are old school. You don't need those ones now. There are things that are already obsolete. They don't appeal now. So you need to find time to know what appeals, what is on board as a lady. There are some wicked bras you can wear to bed. Wicked bras. There are brides you don't need to wear them to bed. You can wear them out. There are wicked nightgowns that has G-string. There are so many ways you can spice it up, my baby girl. There are different ways. This is another book I wrote, Sex and You. This is another book you should have. So please, don't limit yourself to God. Being a child of God makes you a global and international personality. So don't think local. Don't think what is obtainable in your present environment. Do you now remain in that position because, oh, I had a child and my tummy became big or I became bloated? No, change begins with you. Enroll in a gym. With the support of your husband, you'll be able to do that. These things are simple. If we are careful and deliberate and intentional about our marriage, these things we are able to solve them without involving a third party. Get into the gym. I have been on weight loss journey since God knows when, and I'm not giving up because I can see it's working out. It's working out. I may not be as slim as I want to be, as I was when I got married, but being in the gym gives me a glow, gives me a confidence I cannot define. It makes me happy. Looking at I have experienced growth in terms of weight loss, and I'm happy about it. So do something positive for yourself and for your spouse. So I said, activate oxytocin, the love hormone, the hormone for bondness in your home. Have sex more often. Kiss more often. So I notice that some men do not know how to pack very well. If you have that kind of man, teach your man how to pack. There are some panties that is suitable for men to wear. It's not just a loose boxers. There's a pant called hands pant. You can get it for your man. Before he puts on the boxers, he puts on the hands pant so that he'll be well packed. So that he will stand. The something will be flying up and down. The chairman or instrument of mass destruction will be flying up and down. No, as a woman, you should learn to dress your man. If he doesn't know how to do it right, you need to do it. Buy him pant that packing. Hands pant is very soft. It's very mild, very cool. He wears it before he wears his boxers, so he can be well packed. Some of you do not know your husband up to the undies. Please learn to make your husband appealing under before the physical appearance. Let him be appealing. Learn to teach him how to pack. If he doesn't know how to pack very well. It's very, very essential. Pack your instrument very, very well. Your chairman very, very well. Pack it. Let it lap. Let it lap. So just fly the thing around, Learn to pack very well. It will enhance your confidence. We celebrate, there is love and affection. We celebrate each other in the home. And I just pointed out, this is where I come from. You can't forget my birthday. I remember when I cried. And I saw the surprise. On me. It's the ordinary birthday. Ordinary birthday. She's crying. I saw it. So even if I have known while we were courting that his own background, he has never celebrated birthday. So it's a process, We have to start going through the process. At least he has gone through university. He has gone through the 4 walls of education. He's an educated man, so he was willing to learn. Today, we have been happily married for the past 21 years, and we are still counting. I can even say he's more romantic than me right now. So don't give up on your husband. Don't give up on your man. Lovingly communicate what you need, the things you need change, and they will definitely change. Not forgetting to pray about them and not to nag about them. Pray about them, not to nag about them. Very, very important. So I want to personally implore every man and woman under the sound of my voice to be intentional about their marriage. Be intentional. Check up on your woman. Check up on your woman. Find out how she's doing. Find out how she's faring at home, taking care of the children. By the time you activate this love hormone through the love activities, through the affection you show, tell me why each of you or any one of you will be unloving when you are when you are embodiment of love. Like I said, be that change you want to be. Be that change you want to be. As a Christian man, you should not be absentee father or an absentee husband. You have to be there for your family. You have to be committed. I listened to a video this morning. Someone sent it to me from Owerri. The man said, if you are a man and you are married, and every time you are saying, I don't take shit, you are weak. You are weak. He said a real man takes shit because there is no complete structure. There is no complete structure without a toilet. There is no complete structure. Have you seen a house, a beautiful duplex built without a toilet? Or have you seen a 3-bedroom flat built without a toilet, or a bungalow built without a toilet? You must learn to take shit. Shit from your wife, shit from your husband, shit from your children, shit from in-laws. As husband and wife, do you know that constantly hugging and cuddling yourself, I want to read it, can increase levels of love hormone that I'm talking about, the oxytocin I'm talking about. A hug for 20 minutes reduces the effects of stress, blood pressure, and heart rate. A hug for 5 to 10 seconds per day helps you to boost your immune system, ease depression, and reduce fatigue. So learn, hug. When your man comes home, learn to hug. Pamper his back. Pamper her back. Volunteer to massage his feet or her feet. This is the service that God needs you to do in your marriage. It takes nothing from you, but rather it increases the value and respect that your partner have for you. Try this thing. These are what I do. I cannot tell you things that I have not been doing. These are what I do for my peace, because I love joy and happiness. So I have to give joy and happiness. I have to give it to other people. I have to give it to my husband.
Wow, what an awesome time with Mrs. Mabel. I want to believe you were seriously blessed. For me, I am super blessed. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Mrs. Mabel, for such great insights about how to spice up our marriage life, our relationship, how to build godly and healthy marriage. Wow, I've learned so much. In life, you just keep learning, you keep updating. Thank you so much for coming. I believe you were blessed. I believe this message has really been a blessing to you. Please, why not share our video? Send your comments. If you have any question, you want to reach out to Mrs. Mabel, why not? You can always send us a message. Thank you so much for being part of us. All that you have learned in this marriage episode, please, I beg you, go and put them into practice. Let's not just listen with these ears and it goes up with the other ear. No, please listen and practice what you have learned. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be part of the program. Remember, we are women who are passionate to touch lives, the less privileged, the vulnerable. And that reminds me, our December Christmas outreach for the less privileged, the vulnerable, widows, the orphans is coming up on the 19th of December. Wow. I want you to be part of it. I want you to support what God is using this humble ministry to do. I want you to to reach out to someone. Yeah, you can be one of our partners. It's just very simple. All you need to do is to send a message to the number that will be added on our screen. Thank you. Don't forget to share our videos, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and God bless you. Have a beautiful day and a blessed weekend. Bye for now.